Hey, it's David with Rise Utah Realty. Today I'm in a model home and this is beautiful. And the problem with model homes is because they're beautiful, you're going to want to buy it and go through the new construction process. So today I want to cover the steps of going through new construction so you can be educated on the process and know the difference between this and maybe buying a regular home that's already constructed. All right, stay tuned, keep watching. So when you arrive at a model home, typically you'll see it online, and when you come here, what you have is options. They typically draw you in with one listing, and then you come here and you find out that there are several lots available and several different home options that you can do on this lot. I'm in a townhome right now, and this particular builder has 4 different townhomes you could build, and that's how most of them are. So first thing you got to do is you'll walk through each townhome, and then you discover or house or model. You kind of estimate your price range, and then you come here and you decide, okay, you got to do 2 things. You got to decide on the model, and then the builder will tell you what lot is available. Now you may look at a community and you may say, man, I want that lot over here. Maybe there's a park or some view that you like. But the builder may be building like in this way, and they'll say, well, that lot isn't available. So you have to basically choose the lots that are available. And they open up lots in what they call phases. So it may be anywhere from 5 to 50 homes that they'll open up at a time, and they'll just go down their neighborhood until they get to the lot that you want. So the other thing you need to know now is you got here because of a certain price. What they advertise is what's called the base price. Base price is basically typically their cheapest unit on a standard lot. Often a house will have increased price because of what they call lot premiums. And you could be paying anywhere from $3,000 to $50,000 more for lots because of those premiums. For townhomes, end units will have windows on the side of the house. So typically with townhomes you're going to share walls, but on an end unit you don't share a wall, you can have more windows. Those often will go from $8,000 to $15,000 more in many of the townhome areas. So think about those things when you're looking to buy. So you start at a base price unit, you choose that, and then you find the lot, and then you have a lot premium, and then you're going to sign a contract. So what you'll do is you'll then go meet with the on-site listing agent, and hopefully you're represented by a buyer's agent to help guide you through this process. Because those listing agents are very nice, they're very helpful, but just remember, they do not represent you, and they do have a commission set aside to pay for you to have an agent. That does not affect the cost of buying a home. So definitely recommend that you have that, so that you can sit down, you're gonna sit down at a table, and what they'll be helpful with is they'll pull up the unit, they'll tell you which lot's available, and any structural upgrades that you want to do. Some upgrades could be like, I want to add an extra bedroom. Like sometimes they'll have a loft, or it could be a vaulted ceiling instead of a loft, or it could be a 4th bedroom, and you have those options. With homes, sometimes it could be a 3rd car garage is your option, or I want to build out a deck, I want to finish the basement. Those are all options within new construction. Now, typically part of a builder's contract is that you actually need to be pre-approved with their lender. They call it their preferred lender. And there may be some incentives that the lender is going to do to use them. Typically, some incentives include a lower construction deposit and money probably towards the purchase. So if you use them, maybe they'll give you $1,500 towards upgrades. That's just a number. Everyone's a little different, especially depending on the price of the homes. But they are preferred lenders. And even if you have your own bank or lender that you use, you're required to at least prove to their lender that you've been pre-approved, or go through the pre-approval process with them. The builder is going to set aside this home for you and customize it for you. So what they want to make sure is that you can actually buy it and afford it, and you're comfortable with that. So what they do is you get under contract and then you get pre-approved. I would actually always recommend checking with an outside lender, because you want to make sure that the preferred lender is always going to give you a good deal. So I'd actually do that usually before you actually are going to go under contract. That way you know what you're looking at, you can afford, because what always happens in a new home is it's so easy to go over budget here because it's so beautiful and you want these beautiful countertops and you want the beautiful cabinets and the backsplashes and everything that these model homes have. But what you don't realize that's like $50,000 more in upgrades. And most people can't afford that. Most people on average spend about $10,000 more in their upgrades. So be careful, get your pre-approval first so that you can be confident in what you're looking at, and then you know you have to be required to do it with them as one of the steps. Okay, every builder is going to have a slightly different design center, but we're here at Edge Homes in Utah, and we're going to go through the design process actually for a townhome that I'm purchasing for myself as an investment property. But design centers, the goal is for you to touch and feel the materials and see the colors and know what's available for you. You need to know mostly what it costs, and they can summarize all that for you. They can help you stay within a budget, so just know what your budget is coming in. However, most people spend, whatever their purchase price is, most people spend about 10% more, just to give you an estimate. All right, so you've signed the contract, and now what you do is wait. So depending on where the builder is and how backed up they are, you have a lot here, and the lot will stay here until they're ready to dig it and do construction. Could be a couple months, or they could be well on the way. All right, so with that vacant lot, at some point the contractor will tell you that they're ready to dig, and they'll give you that notification. That's really, for the contract speaking, that's really once your construction starts, is when they start digging a foundation. And then they, after that's built, they'll prepare it, and then they'll get this in. This is your foundation that they'll build. From this point on, they then will move into framing. The timing of this should be told to you each week or month as things go out, typically months, but the fastest part is framing. And it's actually kind of the funnest because you haven't seen anything for a long time. And then they start digging, and then they put this in, and then like within a week or two, bam, your whole house is up, okay? So just be patient in that process. All right, now we reach the fun phase called framing, because it's finally, you get to see the house going up, and it's great. Typically this is when you get in trouble because you want to go on site and the builder doesn't want you to get hurt, so they tell you not to go. So if you do go, just go after hours and be very careful. But they're going to frame your house up pretty quickly, and this is where most progress is taken and appreciated. Take some photos along the way is what I recommend. Okay, so I'm in a unit right now that's getting the HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and heating put in. And you can see right here they have all the vents laid out. And then, you know, what's nice about framing is you can see this is going to be a kitchen, and you can see the plumbing start to go in all around us. You can see the heater vents above me right here going in. So these take a few weeks or maybe even months to go in, but they put it in, and then once they finish it, they can start the drywall. All right, we're in another unit that's now getting insulation put in. These guys listen to music all day, so they'll just put the insulation in as we go. But they simply cut it and then push it onto the wall. But check this out, you can see everything they've done today across here. All right, so part of what they show you as they come through is all the plumbing. You can see this is an example of the laundry room that's put in, the hot and cold water, the vent, and the power. This is a 212 outlet, I think, for the laundry. It's as opposed to like a white one. This is the normal wiring here. So builders will walk you through, and you can see everything because they don't have any walls up, so you can see all the plumbing, all the vents, where they're going to be, and it's just a good explanation of your home. There's nothing you're going to change at this point, but they're just showing you what's going on and walk you through it. All right, so here we have a sliding glass door. At the same time they're going to be putting insulation in and everything else, they're also putting in windows, so it happens kind of concurrently, even though they don't talk about it too much. But it's kind of fun to see this. Your house starts to get warm once you get those windows on. It's kind of a winter day right now, so it's a little colder. All right, an important phase is painting. So I'm in a kitchen area that has just been painted. Back you can see the doors right here that have been painted. The nice thing about painting is they don't have the cabinets in the way, so they usually paint it all. And once they finish painting, then they can finish off all the little fixtures, put in the cabinets, and tidy up. All right, so these guys are really busy today finishing the patching on the outside and the painting. But sometimes when you buy a townhome, you don't know exactly what color it's going to be until they actually paint it. I know that's been my case. Now, if you're buying a home, an attract home, you can ask them what color it's going to be. But they have rules, like you can't have the same colors next to each other, and you can't have the same color across the street. It has to be over, so that they have variation within the community. So just something to think about. But once this will all get done, the exterior gets done at the same time. They're doing finished work and cabinets on the inside and drywall. So here we are in another unit that's now getting installed, the cabinets. So they'll get the cabinet guy to put these in. They're pre-painted. And then they'll get another guy to put the countertop in, refrigerator, and the plumber will come back in and plumb those things. So you can tell right now they covered the floor. They've put the floor in. And all these things have a certain order to it. And they covered this so that it doesn't get ruined by other people. Okay, so this unit's getting pretty close to being done once you get cabinets in. You're just a few weeks out, okay? All right, they got some nice tile here. We don't have the carpet yet, but that'll be coming in very shortly. They kind of tell you that they do all the flooring at once, but obviously not everybody shows up the same day. So they tend to put the hard floors in first, the wood flooring, the tiles in the bathrooms, and then they get the carpet in. All right, so you get a call from the builder saying they want to do a final walkthrough. This happens when you reach a point called substantial completion. You typically know when that date is approximately 45 to 60 days out. Up to that point, they don't have a firm date. It really depends on the builder, but things can vary. So they don't want to promise and under-deliver something. So typically, again, when you install cabinets, you know that you're probably 45 to 60 days out. Okay, so you're going to do this final walkthrough. Sometimes in the final walkthrough, they can also sit down with you and go over warranties of the house and about the house. That can be sometimes a separate meeting though. And they'll also go over those warranties typically at closing when you close. Okay, so here we are. Obviously we're in a nice unit right here. But on a walkthrough, you're gonna be shown the house. It won't have furniture in it. You're gonna be moving it shortly, and you get it's basically like an inspection. Now, if anything is blemished, if there's scratched paint or chips anywhere, they will fix that so that's perfect before closing. And the nice thing about the warranties is that most builders will cover your house if anything goes wrong for the first year, and then so there's a lot less to worry about. Now, it's my experience that there are a few things that typically go wrong, just because it's a brand new place. Everything, even though it's repetitive in what they do, there could still be some issue that comes up, and they'll be glad to come over. And typically, if they're building out a community, they're right here, so they can just send somebody over and it's fixed. So take note of that. You basically give the clear to go. if there's any blemishes, typically it's like in the paint, they'll paint that, and then you schedule a closing. Now, closing needs to be scheduled or done typically within about 7 to 10 days of this final walkthrough of substantial completion. They'll get their certificate of occupancy, and then they want you to close. So if you've been given 45 to 60 days warning, if you're renting, you make preparations and you're out. And if you've sold, hopefully you can match up the sale of your house with the move-in. On this one though, with builders, you're gonna use a title company that they've chosen. That's typically almost in all builder contracts, is they want you to use their title company, so that there's one centered place that they always go to, and you'll sit down and you'll sign all the paperwork, and you'll get the keys there too. Builders don't have to wait till you actually close, which is the next day. They'll give you your keys on that same day, which is great. And then you can plan to move in. So a lot of people like to close on Fridays, so they can get their keys, or maybe Thursday, and start moving in. And it's your home. They'll give you keys. It's great. You're gonna love it, and it's gonna be beautiful. Now, if you are building in a community, just realize that other people's houses are still being built. So I was just outside here and I saw the street sweeper come by because there's dust and contractors still going on. Maybe they haven't put the lawns in yet, so there's a little more mud. But within a short amount of time, maybe in the next year or so, everything will get finished, and then you'll be that brand new, perfect community. All right, so in conclusion, there are a lot of new homes being built because of the influx of people. Upwards of 20% of all the homes that are sold are new construction, and that's going to continue. So demand is high for these. People like these new neighborhoods, and so you're typically, again, going to wait 6 to 12 months for homes, but they will be beautiful. They will be custom to your likes. So just watch this video again, share it with your friends so that you know exactly what you're going to go through going into it. Because you got to manage frustrations, because frustrations could be with a builder when they don't finish when they said they would because they had delays, and that could happen due to supplies or weather or other things. So just pay attention to that. Otherwise though, man, I get jealous as a realtor. These houses are beautiful and would love to live in them. So I know you will too. Give me a call if you have any questions. I know all the builders and can often get you great discounts. Thank you. We'll see ya. Hey, it's David here. Thank you again for watching this video. I really appreciate you supporting the content and your involvement. Please share it with your family and friends so we can keep giving you good stuff. And of course, as always, we are real estate brokers here in the state of Utah. We would love to help you. And we have a huge network outside if you need help there too to find you the best realtor. But give us a call or direct message us below. Thanks.